Hello to you. Blah 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 blah. I don't know. I feel ridiculous. Just messing up my greeting, but I'm not gonna restart this video. So I felt ridiculous, so I decided to do something more ridiculous about Volodify to make my sort of feelings feel more valid of ridiculousness. So I feel like, oh, I feel silly, so I'm gonna actually do something silly to, you know, make it valid. Oh well. I am doing dishes again, even though videos, whatever I deleted, didn't save. Um, a few things. I'm gonna title the video. Well, you already see the title, so as the title says, it's a few things that you may or may not know about me. Some interesting facts. And I decided, pretty much from the outset of this, that there's going to be, a number, not a set number, but just saying, oh, a number of interesting things. Because I don't want it to be, you know, said to, oh, I have to think of this many. Or if I think of more than that, I don't want to be like, oh, I can't do this. So, no restrictions. A number of things. One. I find it interesting to just look up things. Random things, no matter what they are. If I think if something looks interesting, I look it up. I look up more information about it, more information, and see something else catches my mind. I try to look up as much as I can, and I try to read things. So, and even though some things have catch my attention, some things catch my attention for longer periods of time, you know, the things that keep my attention for, I mean, even for just short periods of time, uh, if it's more intense, uh, whatever it is, if it's a more intense feeling of I want to know this, I'll go back to it again and again and again and again because after a while, 1A, 1B, 2, whatever, after a while of doing something, I get bored of it, or I lose attention, I lose focus, I guess, and I go on to something else. But I go back to it, and then I do two things at once, to three things at once, and it's like I put all my attention into this one thing, and then I don't even finish it. So, uh, which makes me feel kind of bad about it, but I do it eventually. And so, three. Um, I like to just use logic against. There's usually the people that are like, oh, don't feed the haters or don't feed the trolls because they just gonna blah blah blah. But I find it interesting to just use logic against, well, people that don't use logic, people that just, hate something or hate on whatever it is for no reason. And I find it funny. I find it entertaining to just have a debate or argument with them. Not really just say, oh, you're wrong, but it's like actually use logic. And it's funny. I find it entertaining. Uh, four. Uh, I am a perfectionist. I, well, I'm a selected perfectionist. It's kind of strange because some things where I have to get it right, get it perfect, get it just like OCD it. But other things I just like, whatever. I don't care. Just push it aside, whatever. And it's weird how it like balances, how everything has a sort of balanced out thing. Next number, whatever it is. I'm just gonna not number them because the next number is I sometimes lose track of things. I get absent-minded. Sometimes it's very easy. Some points it's very difficult. But when it does happen, it's whatever. I forget. I was like, number am I 4, 5, 6? Am I at 6? If I'm at 6 and I say 5, people are gonna be blah blah blah. But if I'm at 5 and I say 6, it's gonna be blah 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 blah. So even though technically I don't really get enough viewers and commenters for people to go blah 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 blah. But you know, if someday people watch backlogs, I don't I don't want them to go blah 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 blah. Even though if they do go blah 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 blah, it'll be interesting to actually converse with them. And I haven't really gotten too many viewers. I mean, there's pretty much all the viewers I get are from the evolution of musicians like Robert Plant, the members of Queen. Pretty much those are like 5 or 6 videos that get me most of my views. And you know, these vlog things don't really get any views. But you know, it's not really about views. If I wanted to be about views, about getting viewers or getting subscribers, I'd probably go about it differently. But you know, I wouldn't be doing dishes for the first however many minutes or so of the video. I have professional lighting, or at least more professional lighting than this bugged screen thing. Yeah. I get into moods. Like other videos have said, I get into moods. And I don't know, I don't know, it's like I feel like I want to say things, but it's weird. It's like there's there's the moods that I talked about before, where I get kind of down and stuff like that. But right here, this is a prime example of one of the things that I feel. One of the huge conflicts within myself. I want to talk to people. I want to share how I feel. But I feel like that I don't want to share too much. I don't want people to feel like I'm just advertising my story for some weird reason, or that I'm self-centered and love to talk about myself. I mean, I can talk about a lot of other things, but I feel like doing this is a sort of release. And talking to other people, I talk to friends and family and things like that, and I do that, but I mean, sometimes you just, sometimes you need that talk to a random stranger. Sometimes you need to just expel your thoughts to someone that doesn't know who you are, doesn't know your problems, and you just explain things. and get things off your chest, and it gets better. It makes things easier, or doesn't really do anything, but at most it can, you know, open new doorways and stuff like that. I guess I'm sort of rambling. I hope this makes sense. I really hope this makes sense. I'm not trying to be sappy, but well, when you talk about feelings and emotions and things like that, it tends to be seen as sappy. If someone can think of a non-sappy way to explain and portray and release emotions, that'll be a good thing. That'll be an interesting thing to see. But until that day comes, sappy. Or, you know, release it through funny. You could be like, oh, this is like the third time I've done it. You can make a joke out of it. Like a lot of people do. They sense of humor is a defense mechanism, or, you know, just a way of release. Which is a lot of, you know, a lot of humor is a sort of release and or a self-defense mechanism. You know, an emotional defense mechanism. And I mean, it is emotional release slash, you know, entertainment. It can be entertaining, but a lot of times it can be used as a sort of, you know, defense mechanism. I feel like I've gone on to philosophical talk, but you know, I find that interesting. I find philosophy, philosophy, psychology, theology, I find that interesting. And I kind of want to do a sort of series about things like that, philosophy, theology, psychology. I kind of want to do an interesting thing about that. Actually, next video, or after I put this up, I'm gonna post a video asking it. Okay, I'm gonna post a video asking what are the 3 things I should post a video on, and or I'll just, you know, post a video on, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that do things about psychology, philosophy, theology, but but you know, I feel like making my point, making a point, making your mark on the world, making yourself feel like you accomplished something, you know? Feeling like you did something. Which isn't, you know, just a singular me thing. It's pretty much everybody. Pretty much everyone wants to make a name for themselves. So, everybody wants to, most everybody, not everybody, most everybody wants to be remembered. It depends upon how many people they want to be remembered by. And it's just, you know, if it, well, also, if it helps, if I put up these videos about philosophy and theology, I'm thinking theology. Yeah. I would put up these videos about things that people, you know, usually say, stay away from this. It'll be, you know, a way to open communication about it. I'm going to do a thing on theology. I do a theology. Well, look forward to that. That's going to be fun. But it opens up conversation about things. It opens up conversation It opens up, uh, you know, new exploration of interests and things like that. And, you know, first I'm going to start with Christian theology, which is actually not specifically Christian theology, but what is it? Abrahamic religion, Abrahamic theology, which starts with Judaism, the Old Testament. I'm going to do the Old Testament book by book, and then the New Testament book by book, and then the Apocrypha, and after that, actually after the Old Testament and the New Testament, I want, like during these videos, I want someone to actually, you know, like, I want a list made of like a thorough list, like comments, and I'm going to searching through things. But I want to talk about everything that's been made about, well, you know, throughout the centuries of, you know, the Abrahamic religions. I'm talking about all three of them, three at least. Well, you know, no, you can say, but I mean all of the things that started with Abraham. Which means, yes, I'm going to read the Quran. But it's going to start out with Old Testament, or the Tanakh. Well, the Tanakh is the first 5 books. Oh, this is Pentateuch. I'm going to read the Tanakh, the Old Testament, which is the Old Testament, which I've already read, but I'm going to... It's going to be like what I did in college, where I read the Art of War, Sun Tzu, and I put my own interpretation on a paper, but I'm going to do this video. So I'm going to read it, and while I read it, I'm going to interpret how I feel it, you know. Either that, or I'm just going to read it and make my interpretations, and then put reactions after searching through stuff, you know. So, but I'm going to look through things, and I'm going to... No, I think it's going to be just looking at those things themselves. But I'm going to look at the multiple translations that were made, because there is a site that has multiple translations. So I'm going to look at them at the same time, and then go verse by verse by verse by verse by verse. So it's going to be interesting. Most likely not most likely, but to save, you know, so people don't watch like 5-hour videos, or I don't have to make a 5-hour video. It's going to go chapter by chapter. Each chapter is a video. So it's going to go book, chapter, book, chapter, book, chapter. Whatever book I'm on, chapter I'm on. Since it's not actually a singular book, but a library of books, it's going to do that. So I'm going to do that. It's going to be interesting though when I get to Psalms and Solomon and stuff like that, because it's more of a collection. Well, Psalms is a collection of songs, and poems and stuff like that. And there's some things that are shorter and longer, and you know, am I gonna keep just, you know, I'm gonna make like a 2-minute video and then a 20-minute video? I mean, I don't know, but that's way off in the future. But still, after that, I want to have people make a list of things for me to read, comment of things that I should read at some point. These things are going to be mainly, like right now, within the first, I don't know how many whatevers, is going to be about Judaism, Christianity, and Judaism, Christianity, like the different things, Islam, and And then after a while, you know, you have the different splits, the different subgroups, the... I'm gonna move this over because, you know, batteries running out. But, well, I'll explain. It's gonna have, like, the Lutherans. It's gonna have everybody. The Quakers, the Shakers, the Protestants, Protestant Reformation. You know, it's gonna have everything. It's gonna have it's also going to have the Book of Mormon, because that is also another one of the... I feel that it's a continuation of... Well, it's a continuation of a belief that is a belief system that is founded upon the Abrahamic tradition. So that's going to be there. After I do that, and I go like up to, I don't know how long, how recently I'm gonna stop. Pretty much like one of the last like truly original things. Well, not truly original, but I mean the last. This has a part in history thing. I'm going to... I don't know what I'm gonna go on to another religion. And it's up to the viewers to decide which religion / belief system I will cover. Then after that, after those 3 / 4 / however many you want to however many you want to count, almost countless variations of just different denominations and different subsects and sub-subsects. I don't know how in-depth I'll be able to do things because of the information I may or may not get. So, it's going to be a journey. And it is going to be an interesting journey. And it's going to be interesting. Oh, this is fun. Start a video. It's just information about me. And it ends up basically introducing a series which is going to take up a lot of time. Basically, most of the... not a lot of time, but I mean, it's going to be a good portion of my future videos. Well, actually, technically, it's going to take a long time, relatively, but, you know. Yeah. It's going to be fun. So, till next time. I like to do that, I don't know why. Maybe because my eyes are small and I like to make them look big, I don't know. Oh well. That's about it. Till next time. And I know when I did that, whatever poster behind me, blah blah blah, you can make whatever joke you want. Yeah, I did that
because I thought, oh, a lot of people are going to be like, you should dangle that. And also my thoughts were like, you should dangle that. So I did. So to those however many people, you're welcome. I dangled it. Alright, next time. Till next time. I wonder how many subscribers I'm going to lose, and possibly gain. It's going to be interesting. Gonna be interesting. Oh, I can only imagine. And I know I say, oh, I'm gonna end this video, but I'm just like, people are like, oh, why are you putting your theology, why are you putting your beliefs down everyone's throat? I said, I'm not. I'm interpreting a text. I'm interpreting a text. Like, I'm not a Muslim. I am not a Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianist. Zoronet. Zoro. What are the followers of Zoroastrianism called? Zoroastrianists? 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 I don't follow Zoroastrianism. Apparently because, more so revealed because I don't know what the followers are called. But it's like, I'm going to be talking in the future about things that I don't personally believe in. Well, it's pretty much like what history is supposed to be, or what history, like an analyst should be, as impartial as possible. It doesn't matter whether you believe it or not, but a sound analysis revolves around taking what's written and just taking it as what it is. Whether or not I believe in it doesn't matter. It's just the fact that I am looking at something and commenting on it. I am not going to make people believe anything, but I am going to talk about things that usually people are uncomfortable about. So, you know, it's going to be an interesting thing. Alright. For real, till next time.